Today I'm at Hardy Lakes Provincial Park in Muskoka. It's a beautiful day, nice and warm. This is the first time I've been here in winter, so I'm very excited to explore. I'm not going to be walking too far. I'm going to be discovering what I can shoot within a few kilometers. So let's get going. Not the best conditions for landscape photography, but that's fine. We can do some travel-y, touristy photography instead. I'm quite happy doing that. Now, some of you may have seen the video that I made here last autumn. It was my first visit and I got some great shots. I really enjoyed it. So I've been saying to myself for ages, I've got to come back. I've got to come back in winter. I bet it's gorgeous. And I came here about 6 weeks ago after a really intense snowstorm the night before. I got here, nobody else had been here. The snow was knee deep and it was minus 38. So after about half an hour of trying to hike, I just gave up because it's very rocky, very steep, lots of banks. It's a bit dangerous to be walking on snow that deep where you can't really see where you're treading. You know, just one person on their own. It was wise to abandon it. Plus it's not a lot of fun. Whoa. Not a lot of fun messing around with your camera gear when it's that cold. Now, so I'm finally back in good conditions. It's about -7, -8 today. And the problem is, because this is such a beautiful trail for people to use year round, we've had a ton of traffic and the trails the snow's compacted to solid ice. Now the sun's out, even though it's cold, it's warm enough for the sun to melt the surface of this compact snow and turn it to ice. So I've got to really be careful where I walk. The original idea actually was to do a walking with my camera episode, because there's a 9-kilometer loop that goes all the way around the lake, which I haven't yet done, but I think it would be unwise to try and do that distance in these conditions with all this expensive camera gear. So I'm just going to do a few kilometers and see what I can photograph. It's going to be, the focus is going to be on the photography today. I'm on the south-facing side of the lake, so it's the warm side. Actually, the sun is surprisingly warm considering the wind chill today, and it's already melting a lot of the snow away on this bank, on these rocks, and there is actually some plant life starting to grow already, which is surprising for this time of year. Well, so far, it's been very slow going with all that ice on the trail and pretty slim pickings as far as photography goes, which is disappointing. I mean, compared to the autumn when I was here, it's night and day. But I'm not complaining. Sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not, because, it's so nice to be out in this weather, in this location. It really is. Today is a bit of a trial run really, because I'm getting my gear ready to go back to England for a few weeks. I'm going to be doing lots of walking hopefully and lots of photography. So I'm figuring out my kit. I want to travel light, so of course I'm going to be taking my Nikon Z50 with me, my trusty little travel camera which I love. This time round, for the first time, I'm actually going to put a 105mm macro lens on it, and it's manual focus as well. Bit of a weird thing to do, really, right? But my thinking is, as well as being a macro lens and allowing me to get close and, you know, shoot plants and anything else I fancy that's tiny, I can also use it as a telephoto and pick out details in the distance. On this little crop sensor camera, I figured it's going to be a nice little, or nice medium-sized lens to take. It's actually not too heavy. And the other lens I'm going to be taking is a 24 to 70 2.8. That's probably it, but I might actually take my little manual focus 25mm prime as well, which I really love. It's a tiny little lens, doesn't really weigh anything, and it goes down to f1.8. So yeah, I think those three lenses with my little day pack here and a little travel tripod, and I'm all set. And that's what I've got with me today. I just want to sit here and enjoy the sun. It's a beautiful day. I probably said that already. The terrain is now changing. We've got a lot of deciduous trees here. Lots of maple. So because it's more open, the snow is creating all of these interesting mounds, and the light, the shade from the trees, there's a nice play of light and shade going on. But it's just so busy, you know. Again, it's nice to look at and be in, but photograph-wise, yeah. I started out thinking I could make a nice short film today, as opposed to a vlog. Rather than me holding this GoPro and walking around vlogging, I would actually get some nice B-roll with my video camera, nice sequences, have something interesting to show you. But the reality is, after over 3 hours of walking, I've not taken one photo, and it's not from lack of looking hard, believe me. And so it's very disappointing. So this brings me to a dilemma that I've had in the past. Is it even worth publishing a video like this, a photography channel without photography? I mean, this is the reality of it. I'm not gonna take a photo of a piece of bark or you know, a leaf on the ground and call it abstract art just for the sake of including something. That's not me. I'm going to be honest and true to myself, even if it does mean a boring vlog. Having said that, here's a close-up of some bark and a leaf. If you're still with me at this point and you haven't fallen asleep or gone off and watched a video about the best lens that you can buy and simply won't be able to live without once you bought it, then there's one last chance here, one last chance. I'm going to give this outing to try and rescue it and make it more interesting. I'm going to head to the spot where I was last autumn, where I got two of probably my best landscape photos of 2022. And here they are now. Everybody's sitting on the edge of their seat in anticipation. Am I going to be able to get some shots as good as that? Or is that area going to be rubbish too? Well, I've got your interest now, haven't I? Let's find out. So here I am in the general area where I shot the images that I was really happy with last time. It's bright enough and I've got enough depth of field and shutter speed to do a handheld shot, which is convenient because my only tripod is being used by the video camera right now. Those rocks seem very familiar over there, but as I'm standing here, I'm looking down and there's an entrance to a beaver's home, house, nest, luxury apartment. I don't know what you'd call it, but what a lucky beaver. Prime waterfront real estate. Look at that. The ideal conditions for this type of location during the middle of winter is probably during a snowstorm, a lot of heavy snow, because that acts like mist and it does create a bit of a separation, and everything would be covered with snow. There's no snow on the trees here, it's all melted, so it's a little bit dull, but if everything is just totally covered with snow after a fresh fall and there's no wind, that's when it really becomes a winter wonderland. So thanks for watching. If you got this far, you probably need a print of a piece of bark or something as a reward. I'll see you next time.